A very pleasant day, children. Today we are going to start a new chapter by name division. Before knowing what is the concept of division, let us understand what is division. Division is a short way of repeated subtraction. So the short way of repeated subtraction is called division. Children, there are four components of division. The first one is dividend, the second is the divisor, the third is the quotient, and the fourth is the remainder. Let us understand the four components of division by using an example. Here you can see the number 936, which is termed as dividend. So dividend is a number which is to be divided. Next you have 6 outside. So 6 is called as the divisor. Why do we call it as a divisor? Because 6 is a number which divides the dividend. So the number which divides the dividend is called the divisor. So the next component is the quotient. Quotient is the result which we obtained after the division process. So here 156 is the quotient. Then the last component of division is the remainder. So the number which is left after the completion of division process is called remainder. Here we can observe 0 is the remainder. Next, let us understand the properties of division. So the first property says that if 0 is divided by any number, we get the result as 0. So the first number here represents the dividend. The second number represents the divisor, and the result is called as the quotient, which is 0. So here if the dividend is 0 and the divisor is any number other than 0, then you get the result as 0 itself. So 0 divided by 4, you get 0 because the dividend is 0. 0 divided by 35 is also 0 because again we can observe dividend is equal to 0. Then the third one you have 0 divided by 125, which is equal to 0. Again you have the dividend as 0, therefore you obtain the result also as 0, that is the quotient will be equal to 0. Next, let us understand the second property, which says that if you divide any number by 1, you get the result as the number itself. So here we have 26 divided by 1, which is equal to 26. So 26 here represents the dividend and 1 represents the divisor. So therefore we get the quotient as the number itself, which is equal to 26. Next we have 8 divided by 1, which is equal to 8. So here in all the problems we can observe that the divisor is equal to 1, right? So if we divide any number by 1, the result will be the number itself. So 8 divided by 1, we get 8 itself. 330 divided by 1, we get 330 itself. Let us understand the third property of division, which says that if we divide any number by itself, then we obtain the result or the quotient as 1. So here we can observe the dividend is equal to 5 and the divisor is also equal to 5. So we have the same numbers as the dividend and the divisor. Therefore, we get the quotient as 1. Let us have a look at the second example. 21 divided by 21, which is equal to 1. In the third example, we can observe that 225 divided by 225, we get the result or the quotient as 1. Now we shall try to understand the division by 10, 100 and 1000. So let us first learn to divide by 10 without performing the actual division method. So let us take an example as 456 divided by 10. So here the dividend is 456 and the divisor is 10. Here first we have to observe the divisor. If we have 10 in the divisor, that means it consists of 1 0, right? Therefore, we have to take one digit from the ones place, that is in the dividend part. So let us separate one digit from the dividend part, that is 6, starting from the ones place. So if we separate 6, 6 will be termed as the remainder, and the remaining numbers in 456, that is 45, will be considered as the quotient. So here 45 is the quotient, that is the left part, and 6 will be the remainder. Similarly, we have one more question, that is 17,253 divided by 10. Since 10 consists of 1 0, therefore we have to separate one number from the dividend part starting from the ones place. So if we separate one number, that is 3, the remaining number will be 1725, that is 1725 will be considered as the quotient, and the number in the box will be considered as the remainder, which is equal to 3. By using the same method, let us try to understand the division by 100 without performing the actual division method. Let us take an example as 3468 divided by 100. So here in 100 we observe that it consists of 2 zeros. Therefore, we have to separate two numbers from the dividend part starting from ones place. So we will take the ones place and the tens place digit, which is 68. So here the remaining number towards the left side, that is 34, will be considered as the quotient, and 68 will be considered as the remainder, which we have separated. Similarly, let us try to divide any number by 1000. So we observe that the divisor 1000 consists of 3 zeros. Therefore, we have to separate 3 numbers from the dividend part starting from the ones place. So the separated number 592 will be considered as the remainder, and the left number towards the left side is called as the quotient, which is equal to 2. Now let us understand the concept of division, that is step-by-step process of division, and we have taken a first example as divide 2859 by 6. So here 2859 is the dividend and 6 is the divisor. So let us write 2859 inside and 6 outside. Okay. So now we have to consider how many digits are there in the divisor. Yes, we have just one digit. Therefore, we have to consider only one digit in the dividend part. But we can observe that 2 is less than 6. Therefore, it will not be divisible because 2 does not come in the table of 6. Therefore, we have to consider 2 digits in the dividend, that is 28 together. Now we have to check whether 28 comes in the table of 6 or the number which is less than 28 should be considered. So 6 times 5 will be equal to 30, which will be greater than 28. Therefore, we have to consider a number which is less than 28. So we have 6 4s are 24. So 6 times 4 is equal to 24. So 4 should be written in the quotient place and 24 should be written exactly under 28. And now we have to perform the subtraction process. So 8 minus 4 will be equal to 4. So we have to write 4 under that. Then we have 2 minus 2, which is equal to 0. Therefore, it will be equal to 0. If you want, you can write 0 or no need. In each step, we have to bring the next number down. Therefore, the next number after 28 is 5. So we have to bring 5 down. So the number is 45 now. So 45, will it come in table of 6? No. Therefore, the number which is less than 45 is 42, which is equal to 6 times 7. So 6 sevens are 42. So 7 should be written on top, that is in the quotient place. So 6 sevens are 42. So now let us subtract 45 minus 42, which will be equal to 3. So 3 should be written down. And now let us bring the next number from the dividend part down, which is 9. So if we bring 9 down, the number will be equal to 39. So 39 does not come in the table of 6. So the number which comes in the table of 6 and which is lesser than 39 is 36. So 6 times 6 is equal to 36. That is 6 6 are 36. So 6 should be written in the quotient place and 36 should be written exactly under 39, and now it has to be subtracted. So 39 minus 36 will be equal to 3. So now we can observe that 3 is less than 6, which is the divisor, right? So the remainder is less than the divisor. If the remainder is less than the divisor, we have to stop the division process, and then we can observe that 476 is the quotient and 3 is the remainder. Children, I hope you have understood the concept of division. You can try to solve some problems of division by your own. Until then, I'll meet you in the next class. Take care. Bye-bye.